I'm muted. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for that. My battery died right in the middle of it. So it wasn't plugged in. So I'm back. So there'll be two recordings for this, okay? When I upload them. All right, so like I was saying, I was throwing my temper tantrum. And then she stopped and she was like, okay, are you done yet? So I was like, yeah. Like, when is this just gonna happen? I'm so over this. Like, I don't even believe in the universe anymore. It's bullshit. And then she was like, she's like, well, you have somebody right in front of you. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I was like, Gary? And then that's my boyfriend now. And she was like, yes. And I was like, what the hell am I? Because he was 26 at the time and I was 37. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with Gary? Like, he's a 26-year-old. Like, what the hell am I going to do with him? And I was like mad at her for even like suggesting that was, part of my journey. And she was like, Nicole, she was like, he is a soul and you are a soul. And maybe you have a soul contract that you are not allowing because of your ego getting in the way. How do you know that he's not going to show up and be there for you? Because he had been trying to inch his way into my life and I wasn't allowing it. And he was showing that he was, responsible and deep and emotionally available and all the things I wanted. But I was like not even looking at it because he didn't fit the picture of what I wrote on my list. Right. And from that day on, I was like, okay, let me give him a chance. And I gave him a chance. And slowly this is where we are today. Right. So I understand the frustration. But remember, it really is happening. It's happening as we speak. Pictures almost like a magic, right? And it's being created as we speak. Linda said, ladies, Nicole can tell you that I held on to a bad relationship for over 2 years with a man who lived across the country. He wasn't mine, but even though I thought I was trying to move on, his energy was blocking everything. I didn't date in 2 years. Exactly. It was stopping you from moving on. You were holding on to him even though you wanted someone else in your life. That's the mixed signal, right, that I was talking about. So what I want you to do now is we're going to do a little meditation, okay? So I want you to just close your eyes. We're going to do a visualization. So you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to take one deep breath in, and then you're going to release on the breath out. Take another deep breath in, and then you can release again on the breath out. Now, what I want you to see in your mind's eye, I want you to see yourself in the center of a circle. So you see a circle, and you see yourself in the center of that circle. Within that circle, I want you to see yourself rise, and it's like you're on a pedestal. Sink into that feeling of what it feels like to be on a pedestal. And then what I want you to see, I want you to see all around you in a circle, there are an abundance of amazing men, emotionally available, all around you, just pining for your attention, wanting your attention. Notice what you're wearing on that pedestal. Notice who that is. Is it you? Is it your version of your temptress? Who's there? How do you feel? Notice everything that's around you. The men there are all there with surprise gifts, wanting and almost begging, right, you to choose them. Notice that you're not chasing any of them. They are all coming to you. They're wanting you to choose them. And notice that all you're doing is simply being you. Notice how that feels. Sink into that feeling Hold it. Hold that feeling of worthiness, of beauty, of feeling enough, peaceful, free, confident, and zero worries, because you know whatever you want is going to be yours. You know that you have the pick of all those amazing men, and you're going to choose and not settle for the one that wins you over the most. And now I want you to let that feeling go. Watch it go up into the sky, releasing it. Take a deep breath in. Release, let it go. Take another deep breath in to that feeling that you felt. And then on that breath out, release it all, let it go, and watch it just go up into the air. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back to the present moment. I want you to take a minute and journal. Journal how it made you feel. Journal what you noticed. Journal the resistance that comes up for you if you feel like that's not possible. If you feel like it's fake. Whatever's resistance that's coming up for you, journal it. And then I also want you to journal what needs to be adjusted in your present life to allow that temptress to be chased and held up on that pedestal. And then when you're done, just in the chats, just write anything that you think that you want to share with all of us. Okay, if you're having a difficult time seeing you need to adjust, maybe ask yourself what's getting in your way, what's stopping you. Okay, Wendy said I couldn't picture it, but didn't have. I could picture it, but didn't have feels. Not sure what that means. Not sure if it means I don't believe it. Okay, so you may not. You may not believe it yet. It may be so far into you, Wendy, that you don't know what it feels like. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna keep anchoring into that feeling. And one of the things that I want you to do is, if you're having trouble seeing something like that, or feeling something like that, notice it in movies. Notice it in TV shows. Notice it in, people walking down the street, let's say, that looks like men are pining over them. Just start to notice and put your attention on that and what it would feel like to have that and to be enough just as you are for that. Okay, just put your focus on that. Colleen said, when I first met my ex-husband, he gave me gifts all the time, took me on the best vacations, and I actually felt I was on a pedestal. But it was all a lie. And I think after that, I took myself off the pedestal because it was dangerous, right, Colleen? I forgot what it felt like to be on a pedestal. I really of that meditation. I felt 100 pounds lifted. Can you make a meditation for us? I really love the meditation. I will work on that, Colleen. Okay. Absolutely. So Nikki said it was nighttime for me. I was glowing and floating, not on a pedestal. I love that. I pictured same thing, Nikki. In my mind, I pictured myself lit up by white light and floating above. So that's how I saw it. Maybe because I watched too many supernatural shows. I felt powerful. I released in one of those lamps that are sent up into the night sky. I love that. Perfect. Okay. So that's exactly the way I pictured it. I pictured me, like circling, Linda, spinning, right? Yep, that's what I saw too. My hands were lifted and I was twirling. Yes. And notice that's like free, it's flow. You're in flow when you're like that. When you're in flow, everything just comes to you. You don't have to do anything. So it's being enough as you are. So if you're having trouble wondering what's getting in your way, if you're having trouble picturing it, you may not feel that yet, right? Enough as it is. That might be getting in your way of you just feeling like you already have enough. You already are enough, just as you are. And the thing is this, when you're showing up in a relationship, and I always say, and if you know my teachings, and if you know me, I always say this, that I don't ever want two halves coming to your relationship, right? I want two wholes. And when I say you're whole, it doesn't mean that you don't have, wounds. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It means that you enter into the relationship awake, conscious, knowing that I don't depend on you to fix me, and you don't depend on me to fix you. We work on ourselves, we take care of ourselves, we support each other in each other's journey. But there's me, there's you, and then there's the relationship. There's not just me and you that are overlapping and suffocating each other. So you're coming into this relationship. It doesn't mean that you're coming in completely perfect and healed and you never have to work on this again. I work every single day in my relationship and on me. Every single day. It just means that you have two partners that are willing to do the work and are open and are awake and are conscious. So keep that in mind with this. You don't have to be, I don't want you to see it as so far away because you feel like you're here and you have to get there. No, you're already enough. Right here. Okay? Linda, I honestly think I'm worthy of all this. I deserve it all. But what is still blocking me? Linda, maybe the fact that you think something is blocking you is blocking you. Okay? So let's get rid of that word. Let's literally picture, in your mind's eye, Linda, picture like you have this wall around you. And picture like the cinder blocks coming down, dropping more and more, and releasing and dropping. Okay? And just picture your heart opening, and pink light coming from it. And anybody can use this, okay? Just picture those walls dropping. and that you're no longer blocked. And that might be really scary too. But just the idea that maybe you think you're blocked is making you feel blocked. And you're not. Okay? Yes, no more saying that word, right? So, with that all being said, do you feel that you're enough in this moment? Or do you still feel like you're that little girl that still feels like she's not enough? You know, the one that mommy had no time for. Yes, especially after the meditation. Okay, good. Excellent. Okay. If in this moment, are you interesting enough? Are you pretty enough? Are you thin enough? Are you smart enough? Are you at the perfect weight? Is your hair enough? You know, is your financial situation enough? Do you feel that you're enough in this moment? And if you don't, what do you need to do to allow yourself to feel enough? So even if you're not there yet, do something, right, to make you feel that feeling. Because in that feeling, you already are enough. You just switch it and become enough. Does that make sense? It's like, I feel not enough, but you know what? I am. I realize I am enough. So if I feel enough, how am I going to act? If I feel enough, I'm going to embody that version of myself that is enough. You know, maybe I'm going to go out and get myself a blowout on Friday night when I'm going to meet the girls for dinner. And I'm going to start really taking care of myself in a way that feels good to me. Maybe it's going to go, you know, the crystal shop and getting myself new crystals. Whatever that looks like for you, to feel enough and to feel whole and to feel perfect just as you are in this moment. Like what would you need to do? What are the things that are coming to you? And let it just flow. Is anything coming to you that you feel like you need to do or feel and not do in order to feel enough? So let's start with, what attributes do you love about yourself? Right? If he showed up right now, would you allow him to really see you? I know for me, it took me a while for me to love and embrace my spiritual side. And I hid it from, you know, certain people because I felt like it wasn't going to be like the popular, you know, majority. And I don't know if men are into that. I don't know if men accept that or understand it. So I remember I would be scared to like mention that I like meditated, or that I was seeing a spiritual teacher, or I was going to a shaman, like all these things, until I finally embraced it and allowed myself to truly be seen. And that's one of the things that my boyfriend loved about me, even if it wasn't something he did. He loved the fact that I was my own person and my own identity and did these things, and he was intrigued by them. So what attributes, make a list right now of all the things you love about you. What are your favorite things about yourself? As many things as you could list. Your hair, your eyebrows, your lips, your heart, your compassion, your spirituality. What are the things you love about you? And then I want you to start sharing them. Start typing them into the chat. And it's not being conceited, okay? It's being confident and strong in who you are. Wendy said, keep moving forward, myself taking care of me, loving me. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. That is your golden ticket. Okay, what do we love? Let's see. Colleen, I'm sensitive, compassionate, strong, and loving. I love my body. I love that you love your body. I have raised 3 girls of my own. I am a badass with a big heart. Yes, I love it. You are. Wendy says, I love my sense of humor, my hair, my eyes, my compassion, my heart. I love them too. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What else? I love that I'm a great friend. Keep it going. I'm a good friend, a good mom. I have good legs. I'm hysterical. I'm cracking myself up. I often crack myself up too. Before someone else could laugh at me, I'm already cracking up at myself. Okay, good. What else? Your strength, Nikki says, kindness, your drive, sensitivity, compassion, your courage, always ready for more, passion for personal development, funny. Yes, yes, and yes. I love all of that. And what about physically, ladies? I love that you said you love your legs. I love that you said you love your body. Let's go physically, right? What we love about ourselves. Colleen says, I am great in bed. I love sex. Woohoo! I love that, Colleen. Funny, and I can laugh at myself. Yes. Yes, yes. How many of you feel like that you're great in bed? Type me in the chat if you feel you're great in bed. Linda, me. Wendy, me. What else? Me, Nikki. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, what else? How are you with taking care of yourself and your own needs? Do you love that about yourself? Do you know what your needs are? Or are you just learning what your needs are? Nikki says, me, physical, hair, eyes, shoulders, butt, feet. Yes. I love that. What color are your eyes, Nikki? What color are they? Brown. Okay. Me too. Linda, you're strong as hell, physically and emotionally. Okay. What else? What do you love physically, Linda, about you? What about your hair? You have great hair. On a good day. What else? Your hair is still your hair, even on a bad day. My eyes. Okay, my smile, beautiful, yes. I take care of my own needs, says Colleen. I love my hair, my eyes, and my breast. That's amazing. Colleen, I love that you take care of your own needs. And I want you to start to be proud of that, as you are. And I want you also to start thinking about allowing someone to meet your needs. That you don't have to do it all on your own anymore. Okay, so you're going to meet your needs, you're going to take care of you, but you're also going to allow support in. Because the thing is, like we talked about last time, when we've been a single mom for so long, we have a hard time allowing someone to like take care of some things for us that we don't actually have to do, right? Like if I could take out the garbage, but I'd rather my boyfriend take out the garbage, right? So like I have a need to be taken care of in that way. Like I don't want to do that stuff. Does that make sense, right? So we can allow like support and other things into our life in different ways. I have only been dating for 2 years. I'm still new to this. Okay, well, you're doing a great job. I love this. I feel like I've known you for the 2 years you've been single, but it's really only been a little over a year, right? I feel like we started this journey together. Okay, now, remember, when you can love yourself like this, then someone else is going to see in you the same beauty and the same love that you have for your own self. When you focus on what you really love about you. Do any of you, look in the mirror and, say, ugh. Like, I know I would. So I had a hard time. No matter how perfect I was, I still never felt perfect enough. So no matter how much I was working out in the gym, I never felt perfect enough. I remember looking back on pictures being like, I had a problem with the way I looked here. I looked freaking awesome. And thinking I was nuts for thinking I had a problem with the way I looked there. So like any of you feel that way, right? Where you're looking and you're like, oh, if only I could do this, if I could do that, blah, blah. Wendy says, I feel more confident now. I'm alone than I ever did. Oh, good. Than I ever did in my relationship. That is so beautiful, Wendy. That's so beautiful. Colleen, I have a full-length mirror. I stand in front of it naked. I'm not perfect, but damn, I look good. That's amazing, Colleen. Not everybody can feel that way. It took me a while to be able to stand in front of the mirror and look at myself naked. So with that being said and standing in front of the mirror, what I want you ladies to do this whole week is I want you to look at yourselves in the mirror. And I want you to love yourself. Look at your eyes. Tell yourself how much you love your eyes. Look at your nose, your mouth, even the things you don't like, let's say, that aren't your favorite. I want you to look at those things and love them. And really, really love them. And send love to the things that you have a hard time accepting within yourself. So just as much as we wrote this list that we love about ourselves, start thinking of things that you wish you could change. And instead of wishing to change them, I want you to send love to them. So if you're like, I wish I could change the fact that I obsess, I hate it about myself, then what I want you to do is send love to that part of yourself that does obsess and understand that she obsesses because she has fear. So start to send love to the missing pieces of you that all you want to do is change and embrace them instead. So this week you're going to look in the mirror, love yourself like crazy, send love to the things you don't love about yourself, okay? And focus on loving every part of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the parts of you don't want to accept within yourself that maybe you didn't love, at 20-something you did this, or at 30-something you did that. Love those parts of you, embrace those parts of you, okay? And I want you to notice, change your stature, like walk confidently, walk with your head held high, walk looking at people in the eyes. Notice if you don't look at people in the eyes when you pass them by, and start to notice and then start to do it and say hello. So start to walk differently, carry yourself like that temptress. Carry yourself in that way. That's who you really are, right? Okay, what are your core needs? I want you to write what your needs are. What are things that you need from yourself? Like, what are things that you need that you know you need in order to make yourself happy and to make yourself fulfilled? What are those things that you need? You could almost do it like a T-chart. Like, you do core needs, and then you could do ways that you meet them. So you might have a core need of being fit and healthy. How do you meet them? Eating protein shakes, having wheatgrass shots, going to Whole Foods, going food shopping. And then you might have another need that says, I have a need to be around people and to be social. How do you meet them? I have a circle of friends, blah, blah, blah. What are your core needs? Okay, so make a little T-chart, core needs, ways to meet them. Because you have to start meeting your core needs. before you expect someone else to. So you're becoming who you want to attract, right? You're becoming that person that you want to bring into your life. And you're becoming them already by taking care of yourself and loving yourself in this way. Do any of you find this challenging? Yeah. A lot of us don't even know what our needs are when we put our needs aside for so long for someone else. As a mother, you know, in a relationship, if we forgot about ourselves. I'm sorry, Nikki, from a relationship or myself? From you. Okay, so what are your core needs from yourself? Like if you have a need to be cuddled, how do you take care of that need without someone else there right now? What do you do? Like Nikki, you just grabbed a blanket, right? Like that to me is cuddling myself with the blanket, holding myself. And then start to put some of your needs. I have a C-shaped pillow. Oh, I love that for that. Yes. Start to put some of your needs. Colleen said my core needs are to rest, talking to my best friend, hot baths, relax, walking, working out, drinking lots of water. But I need to be cuddled to take a shower. I take a shower. Okay, good. I love that. And go to sleep with lots of pillows. Yes. So your core need, Colleen, is to connect, right? So you're to connect, you talk to your best friend. Does that make sense? So your core need is like connection, fun. So then you social, right? To be social, then you talk to your best friend. So that's ways that you meet them. Okay? Relaxing might be, so then you might take a bath to relax. That's the way you meet them. Does that make sense, what I'm saying? Yes, I need a connection. Okay. Okay, what else are some of your needs? When I need cuddles, I hug my kids and my dog. Okay, good. You meet your own needs. I love it. Sex. So I got a vibrator. Yes, exactly. Fitness, health, sleep, cuddles, travel. How did I know you needed cuddles, Nikki? That's so funny. Travel, laughter, peace. I love it. And now, what do you do, right, Nikki, to meet those needs? What are some of the things that you do? I know you do to cuddle. What do you do when you feel like you need to laugh? And then laughter is going to bring me to my next point. Colleen says I would prefer a man instead. It's nice sometimes by yourself too, though. I wrote that I need to feel safe, but I can't think of how I meet that need. Okay. All right, Linda, that's eye-opening for you. Nikki, work out, stick to good foods, go to bed on time, grab a blanket, book flights. Good, I love it. Okay. Meditation and journaling, but I do feel safe. Okay. So how do you allow yourself to feel safe? If you feel safe, is it connecting with yourself? Is it connecting with the higher power? Nikki says, for laughter, I dance, call a friend, play games. Wendy, health, spin. I love that. The sleep, reading, dancing in the bathroom. Dancing in the bathroom, is that what you said? Okay, very funny. I love it. Okay. Now, what else is it that you do for pleasure? I want you to think about pleasure and how important it is. Pleasure and celebrating are the way to everything. So the more pleasure you have, the more celebrations you have, the more you are creating that into your life. Oh, and when I get ready and listen to the music. I got it. Yep. I love it. Me too. How do you do that, right? For yourself. What ways do you go about bringing pleasure into your life? And you might be realizing I'm not doing enough to bring pleasure. I could do more. Buy my own flowers. Okay, good. I love it. What else? Massages, pedicures. What about in every day? How do you find pleasure in every day? Let's say you're not getting a massage. Let's say you're not getting a pedicure. Let's say you're in buy yourself flowers. How are you finding pleasure in everyday life? Music, dancing around my kitchen. I love it. Okay, what else? Speaking to my kids, like seeing their smile, right? Pleasure is so important. So we're not always at the, luxury to get a massage, let's say, every day, or get a manicure and pedicure every day, get our hair blown out every day. So in order to focus on pleasure, it's focusing in pleasure in everyday moments. So I want you to run through your day today and think about how much you are truly present for your day while you're eating and noticing what you're eating, the crunch of it, the beauty of it, the nutrients in it. While you were talking to your kids, how present were you? Were you doing something else? Were you cooking? Or were you completely focused on them and the beauty of their voice and that you created them and how beautiful they grew? When you went to yoga, let's say, how present were you? Was your mind drifting all over the place? Or were you focused on the strength of your body, the ability to be flexible in different situations and different positions? Like, how present are you in these moments to capture all the pleasure that's right in front of you? I know for me, I have a really hard time. I'm all over the place. So I'm multitasking. I'm feeding the baby as I'm answering emails and messages on Facebook. And sometimes I have to remind myself I need to be present. And I put the phone down and I just watch the baby eat, listen to his sound, watch his face, hear him moan, and enjoying. Like, I know I'm going to miss those moments when he's another 2 months old, when he's 6, when he's 7. So it's like really allowing ourselves to be present for all the pleasure that we're missing in everyday life. Like even noticing you walk past a stranger and the strangers smile at me all the time. Like they always have the biggest, beautiful smile whenever I walk past. And just taking pleasure in that moment of a stranger smiling at you and saying hello and connecting that way. Colleen says, I stayed in bed all day. My kids were sick and they slept all day, so I did nothing. It was amazing. Okay, good. So you enjoyed the relaxation of it all. And did you, here's the thing, okay? If you're laying in bed all day, but you're obsessing and your mind is wandering, and you're starting to get nervous and panicking, and you're thinking of all the what ifs, and you're thinking of the bills you have to pay, and you're thinking of this, and you're thinking of that. That's not pleasure, right? That's not pleasure. Pleasure would be laying in bed, feeling your head sink into the pillow, cuddling up with your blanket and feeling the warmth, feeling how soft it is, feeling the sheets against your soft skin, smelling the scent of your sheets, feeling the peace in the present. Do you see the difference of being present and seeking and taking in all that pleasure? Pleasure is the way to creating everything you want. So the more pleasure you can have in your everyday moments, the more you're becoming a vibrational match for the things that you want to create in your life. Because remember, pleasure attracts more pleasure. So you don't even have to be specific with the things you want in your life, per se. If you're seeking pleasure and you're focusing on pleasure, then you're just going to keep creating reasons in your life that are going to show up and be pleasurable. Different circumstances, different situations, and you'll just create pleasure in your life. So Nikki says, I took a nap with my C-pillow after school. It was much needed. I love that. I love those naps after school were the best. Like the best. I miss those naps. I've noticed my students sporadically hugging me more lately too. Ah, look at that. The more that, what, Nikki, like the more you're working on you and opening up to love and all that, look at that. See? The more you open up to love, the more you create it. The more pleasure you seek in your everyday moments, the more you're creating it. I love this. So I want you to focus on pleasure this week. And pleasure is, remember, pleasure is just feeling anything that makes you feel really good, right? It's like allowing those like endorphins to be released, that oxytocin. And then the pleasure, when you're in that pleasure zone, that's where men are gravitating towards. They love that you feel so great and lifted up within yourself, and you enjoy you're positive, enjoy the moments, and it allows them to feel, because they're so trained to not feel. And by us being soft, it allows them to be soft. And they love that when that can be brought out in themselves. I feel really good on this call. It completely raises my vibration. I love that. That's like somebody else had messaged me that she was having a really shitty day and she wasn't going to be on the call. And I had said to her, this might help you. So if you can, jump on. Okay. And Colleen, the same with me. Me doing this raises my vibration and being in this energy with all of you. So it does the same thing, right? I did a meditation today and I sent love and the vibes that you need into the group. So I'm holding the space for the group and the energy of everyone too, and I'm meditating and sending it into there. So if you're meditating, if you're doing any of that, do the same thing. Send it into there with the intention. The more intention we have within this group to manifest, to create, to feel really good, and everybody sending that intention in, think of how powerful that is. That's why group settings and group programs are amazing. Okay. So with your core needs, begin to meet them more and more each day this week. Figure out how to meet your needs. The more you're meeting your needs, the more someone else is going to be able to come into your life and continue to meet your needs. But you have to do it first and be able to continually do it. Okay? So the more you're becoming a match, every single time we meet, as you're in this program, more and more and more and more for this person, for him. Feel him. Feel him. Sink into that feeling of him. Okay? So, to end the call this week, we're going to do a meditation, a visualization. But I want you to do, for the fun work for the week, you're going to take yourself out on a date. But plan the date. Like, plan what you're going to wear. as if you have a date with someone that you really want to impress and you want to feel really good about yourself with. Okay? Do your hair. Do your makeup. If that's what your date is. If your date is something, more low key and you want to stay in your PJs and blah, 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 then that's different. But if you're going out, get into the energy of excitement that you are dating yourself. Plan the date. Post in the group what it is that you're going to do with this date. Okay, so you have about a week to get your date in. Okay? Get dressed for it. Get excited while you're doing your makeup. Put music on. You might have a glass of wine. Get into it all. And plan out something that's going to feel really good for you. And you're going to feel lots of pleasure from it. Okay? I want you to do that. I want you to work on meeting your needs this week. Looking at yourself in the mirror and really loving yourself. Okay? And saying, I love you. You're beautiful. Okay? Whatever it is that you're seeing within yourself. And just start to create in space. So if you notice you haven't deleted your text messages, if you have cards that need to be thrown out, if you have notes, if you have this, if you have that, start to clear the space out to allow news to come in. I'll post it in the group, all of the different things, okay? But these are what you're going to work on for this week, and then I'll be sending little posts out of different things or activities you're going to do, okay, for the day. All right. How are we feeling so far? Good? All right. Close your eyes. I want you to relax. I want you to picture a white light entering at the crown of your head, going down your face, feeling your face muscles relax, into your shoulders, down your chest, into your stomach, all the way down to your feet, to the cross, and picture it reaching to the cross-mantle core of the earth. I want you to picture in your mind's eye what it feels like to be in your ideal relationship. I want you to picture how you're treated, what it looks like, how he meets your needs, how he surprises you, how he emotionally supports you, how he cheers you on when you're doing all this work on yourself and he's doing whatever he needs to do to make himself feel really good. Picture a typical day in this relationship. What does this typical day in your relationship look like? And when you get that feeling, and if you really feel anchored into what this feels like, I want to see your smile on your face. So go about it. What does it look like to you to have a typical day in your relationship with him? Who are you in this relationship? Who is he? What do people say about your energy and your glow? I love seeing some of the smiles. Feel it all. And if you're having a hard time picturing it, I want you to just open yourself up to allowing yourself to picture it. And you might just be saying, I'm open to feeling what this feels like. I'm open to seeing it, if you're not there yet. Feel what it feels like to have this person in your life if you have kids. Picture his relationship with your kids. Picture what happens when your kids see him and their face lights up. Picture opening the door and your face lighting up and seeing him there. Picture his scent. What does he smell like when you hug him? What do his lips feel like when you kiss him? Hold on to this feeling for another 30 seconds. And now I want you to let it go. Watch it go up and send it on its way to the universe, knowing that it is already done. It is already done. It is here. You put your order in to Amazon, and just like that, it comes. You don't have to question it. You just have to keep doing you. And that's when he's going to show up into your physical reality. You could take a deep breath in and then release. And you can open your eyes up to the present moment. Okay, we're going to take a couple of minutes for any feelings. How did we feel? What did we see? What questions we have? Anybody like to speak? I saw lots of smiles. Think of the energy that we just anchored into by all of us doing that together. Linda, I cried because it felt that good. Linda, can I call on you? Okay. Go ahead.
I got choked up when you said, picture how he is with your kids, because that's all I really want. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay. Say that again. What did you say?
I just got chills.
Yeah, like, because, I think I wanted it so much with my ex-boyfriend, and my daughter hated him, and she didn't even know him. She has a very intuitive sense, kind of like me. And I didn't see it, but she did. And it used to bother me. Like, why don't you like him? You don't even know him. And so when you said that, I pictured like my son coming in and like shaking his hand and being like, hey, what's up? And just being cool with him. And that got me like choked up.
So feel these all the time. Like
Yeah.
when you're in the shower and you're visualizing. Feel what you just felt that created tears because you just manifested that at a superpower because you really felt it and saw it.
Right.
Okay? We manifest by feeling, remember. So the more you can sink into that feeling of feeling what it feels like to feel these things, you are creating it.
Right. It was kind of like, remember I told you the other day when I was driving in the car and the song came on and I was just like picturing my wedding, which if you ask me, I go, I don't want to get married again. But that's what I was picturing, and like him just being so like saying those words to me, and it got me so choked up.
So that told you that you do want to get married again, but saying you don't just protects you.
Right.
So now you're letting Linda, another wall, another cylinder block just came down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Beautiful. I love this. This makes me so happy. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Colleen? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Same with me with my kids, because I've been divorced for 11 years. My kids have never seen me with a man since they were little, and they were really little. So I've never brought a man into my house. So it would be really nice, and that's how I've wanted that. I wanted them to see me happy and see a good relationship. So it's like, so it felt good. And it felt good, especially for my 3 daughters too, to have someone that they can see their mom being in love with and what a good relationship is,
And what it looks like.
and
Exactly.
what it looks like.
I love that.
Yeah,
Thank you, Colleen. Anchor into that feeling.
I'm anchoring.
Anybody else? Wendy, Nikki? No? We're good? Okay. So we're done then. Thank you all for being here and sharing your time with me. I will post the replays in the group. I'll post the fun work in the group. Post your stuff in the group, okay? Any celebrations, post what you did to meet your needs, what your date. I want to see pictures of your date night, okay? I want to see it all, and we all want to celebrate with each other, okay? I love you all. Have a great night, and I'll post the next meeting date. It'll probably be Saturday, okay? I'll post the next meeting date in the group, okay? I love you. Bye.